saw that Red arrived in a van to a fanfare of fans, lining the streets. Red smoke. There was horns, music playing, everyone cheering. This is a massive team with a massive fan base here in Brazil, in CBLOL certainly. And you're about to see why, right? This is a really, really good team. This team is always in the finals, always going to Worlds, going to international competitions, and they've had essentially the same core 4 players for going on 3 splits now. So this is about as big as it gets. You saw some of the fans in the studio there, and they are all kitted out, excited, ready to go.
Man, Brazil fans are just so much fun to watch, X, man. Like you pointed out just how excited they are literally just seeing the players in front of them. Now you get to actually see the players play their favorite game in front of you. Like I wish I could be in a Brazil studio, just in the audience. Nothing much happening level 1 though. Pretty much just a 5-point from both teams here. The only real aggressive thing being Aegis getting a pretty deep ward right in Yampi's face. So Yampi knows that his red buff is warded, but there's not a whole lot he can really do about it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a fan base in the world that deserves to win Worlds more just based off like their sheer fandom. I don't think I would ever bring like a green smoke bomb to an LCS game and like light it up and just start chanting. NA could never, right? We absolutely
No.
could never. Big fight here down the bot side. Ninja Kiwi takes a bunch of damage. Traded back on a Curry who's going to be able to heal that up. Not a good position for the former Renska bot laner to be in here, but he's got Yumi to heal him up a little bit.
Yeah, there were a ton of summoners traded there level 1. Unfortunately, our camera was on the top lane, but you do see both of the summoners traded from both of the supports and Ninja Kiwi throwing out his own heal there as well. I would assume it was the classic Lucian Nami burst. That's as much as I can really say about that, unless we get some sort of magical replay of a level 1. But other than that, Ninja Kiwi and Nia having that level 1 push into a Lucian Nami is not something you would really expect from a very heavy scaling lane.
Yeah, not something you would expect at all, right? But that's CBLOL. Lots of unexpected stuff here. Ninja takes more and more damage. Maokai going to walk over a ward, and they'll have to back up. Seeing him. Oh, this is how you do it, Aegis. Press the advantage. Press the attack. Sapling's going to let him know Ninja Kiwi's looking for him. Yeah, how many tank junglers just walk into the enemy jungler? Just walk into the enemy jungle. Look at him. What? This is crazy.
Oh, I thought for sure Nia
He's just
was
starting blue. What?
Yeah. I thought Nia was gonna cancel Ninja Kiwi's back with the sapling bounce damage, but by some miracle it didn't, and they just both got to recall there. I mean, quote unquote for free, right? They lost about a whole wave of experience, which is gonna put them really far behind now. Titan actually staying level 3 when I believe Ninja Kiwi and Nia just hit level 2 in terms of how much XP they have. And yeah, like you said, Aegis literally walking in the enemy jungle for free, stealing that very first blue buff from Yampi.
That's a beautiful set play from this team here, too. You could see the exact moment Avenger and Titan both press the reset button at the exact same time to recall. And you can see, Curry moving up to support Aegis pushing in an enemy jungle as Ninja Kiwi and Nia are forced on the reset. Beautiful set play, beautiful communication from this team. This is what will send us to international competition camp. This is the kind of play.
Yeah, and we did get, a little bit of the preview of this from the past Worlds with Loud being there. Obviously, neither one of these teams is Loud, but if we're going back to how well the Brazilian fans cheer on their teams, I think that in particular, when Loud made it to, what was it, the last best of 5 in the last best of 5 that they were in, that was the level of Brazilian cheers that the world just hadn't seen before, and now they're absolutely just so excited to see it more in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, if you didn't know before, you certainly know about Brazil now. And
yes.
It's exciting stuff. Lots of good vision set up deep here topside for INTZ. Something INTZ has done historically very, very well in that core 3 in the center of this map. Core 2, Nostraris and Yampi. Still very big on the vision control there. So they'll be setting up the wards, trying to go deep. Titan in! He gets it!
Really nice flash done there from Avenger as well. Bubble with no mana left for Curry will connect on a Ninja Kiwi as well. A quote-unquote double
Wow.
kill for Red down there in the bot lane, burning every single summoner up here on the top side though. ZZK trying to go for some sort of sneaky 1v1 dive onto Bull, but he just doesn't have enough mana.
Really well done from Red to pull this play off here. You like to see it. Trading back the kill is good for INTZ. It does go down to Nia, though. However, supports with gold, enchanters with gold, not the worst thing, right? You get those items stacked up. That's better healing. That is better for your team. But, I think you might like that on Sivir just a little bit more. Check out this play one more time. Titan dashes forward. He just damage checks him, right? I know I have the damage. I'm going to send it right to your face. Nia throws out the auto attack, gets that last hit, but goes down on the backside of that fight. That last kill goes over to Avenger. So, not where you want it if you're
Yampi?
INTZ.
Oh no, Yampi doesn't realize he just face checked 3, no 4 members of Red. Titan even walking up down there from the bot lane. Aegis committing his flash as well, just continuing to shut Yampi down, get out of his jungle, and his jungle just consists of the entire bot side of the map at this point, pretty much. Yampi has pretty much been forced into a topside vertical jungle here, and Ninja Kiwi as well. You don't have that exhaust, which was burned before that last little 2v2 scuffle on the bot lane, then you just kind of have to give this whole wave over to the red side bot lane.
Yeah, you really do. Once again, just a fantastic early game macro play here from Red, all on the same page, where it looks like INTZ perhaps is not. Leaving Yampi just kind of out in the cold there. Not so good is the vision control down the bot side for INTZ. A lot of the new players on this roster maybe not picking up on this team's identity as a big macro game playing team. Lots of big vision plays and making sure that they can turn information into power. That's the identity of this team, Cam, and it's just not coming through here right now with Ninja Kiwi, Nia, and ZZK.
Yeah, it has been rough for this early game, especially for Yampi, as we just keep pointing out, right? Aegis just doesn't let him go in the bot side. Every single time Yampi has been bot side, he gets punished. And at this point, he is forced to gank the top side, tank versus tank matchup at this point, which is probably the least impactful matchup on the entire map. And that is all thanks to Aegis taking his blue buff level 2, killing his bot lane on a dive, pretty much on a repeat now at this point. Ninja Kiwi and Nia just are not allowed to walk out past the tower. Now, we are still in the CBLOL X-Man. You know that, because no one has touched this dragon yet.
Haven't touched the dragon yet.
Dragon.
Just 8 minutes. Yeah, just at 8 minutes now. So yeah, it wouldn't be the worst first dragon in CBL history, but it's the clock's ticking, right? The clock is certainly ticking down. You have blue vision, that pink ward up top side there on the Rift Herald. Could be something. Yeah, it looks like they're rotating up for that as Curry walks up into that side of the jungle. We do see the vision defense from INTZ trying to get into this section of the jungle. You said you see ZZK pushing up, trying to get that lane priority so you can rotate on the objective, and Red are going to drop back because of it, saying, hey, you know what? That Korean Kasante up top there, yeah, we don't want the smoke from that. All right, we're going to back off. We're going to see if maybe we can get something else on this map started up. And this is actually a huge waste of tempo here from Red. Curry's missing down from the bot side, and they're going to start up this Rift Herald here. He needs to get some plating for this to trade back this Rift Herald. He might be able to get it. He's super dominant on the bot side.
Yeah, at this point, it's either Titan gets a lot of plates for them giving over the Rift Herald to INTZ, or this is also the Dragon Timer that Aegis and maybe even Curry could have just duoed. I think the Maokai Nami duo probably isn't the fastest ever for the first dragon, but the first dragon is definitely by far the weakest as they scale a lot more here. In the new season, it looks like they're still not going to be playing for the dragon, but bringing almost 4 members, I'm counting Avengers like a half member here, down to the bot lane, just continuing to shove Ninja Kiwi and Nia out of this lane. Reminder, this is the scaling bot lane. You keep them from scaling for as long as possible. Of course, that will heavily impact their damage later on into this game. Titan and Avenger, most gold, I think is what that is, if I remember correctly. Not damage.
Sounds
gold.
Good to me. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
For sure, the gold there. Titan with the most gold. Avenger right behind him. Distant third, distant fourth there. on Aegis has the most gold. So not quite that Maokai from last game. If you watched the last game here on CBLOL, Maokai had like the most damage in the game or something like that. Radiant Virtue, super early. This is looking like I don't know, like a demonic. I don't know, demonic embrace Maokai. I don't know what
Oh
he's
no.
building, but it's not gonna be good, whatever it is, and definitely get
Yeah.
carried by Avenger and Titan here, which is not the worst thing, right? Avenger and Titan, very good players.
I mean, he's not getting carried. Maybe we don't like his build, but his pathing has been really, really good this game. So Aegis still proving himself fairly well, especially with his cute little. I will never learn the names of these pets. It's a blue pet. That's what that is right there.
It's a Vaporeon, right? Yeah.
You're gonna get a DMC at X-Men.
I am. I'm gonna say the
It's blue.
names of Pokemon and get his
Okay.
DMC head.
I don't know how it works. I don't say names of things if I don't think I can say them. Avenger here, forcing out the flash and the ult from Yampi, but still almost turning it back around. Yampi, you see,
Ooh.
just about able to make it out there with the triumph, extra
Okay.
healing, and getting that kill, getting that shutdown from Avenger on and nose first, plus those extra tower plates on him is going to be really huge and bringing this Victor closer to that 3-item power spike down here in the bot lane. That 2v2 dive not going as well as Red could have hoped, not going as bad as it definitely could have for them either.
Kind of a black eye here for Red, right? Things not going well in the mid lane, not going well in the bot lane. All of a sudden, INTZ, a little bit of life in him here. Just 600 gold between these two teams. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination, no matter how much mileage Red have gotten out of their macro gameplay. It still looks essentially even across the rift as several blunders here from Red have culminated in an equal position here between these two teams.
And you see just the amount of pressure now that ZZK has kind of been putting onto Bull throughout the entirety of this matchup. I don't think we've seen ZZK not underneath Bull's tower pretty much at any point during this game, right? That's how they were able to get that first Rift Herald. That's how Yampi has been able to have pretty much free roam on the top side of Aegis' jungle. And how right now you can see they have 3 control wards on the top side, which is not something that you usually really ever see in pro play matches.
Yeah, not something you generally see there. Ninja Kiwi trying to back things out. They're establishing vision control, establishing map control on this side of the map to try and take this dragon. This is a 13-minute dragon here, so one of the slower ones. One of the slower first dragons, to be
Let's
sure.
Go. We started it for the first time.
We did start it. We started it for the boys. CBLOL, let's go. Yeah, they haven't taken it yet. Yampi definitely has a way in here. It would not be something he would live through. So they're going to take that dragon down, walk up into the vision, and take some of that vision down for themselves here on the way out. Nice little dragon take there from Red. And yeah, it's just kind of slow. I like what you said about the control wards. There are just so many. Man, oh man, I think there's like 8 on Summoner's Rift right now.
I don't think you could freeze frame a single one of my ranked games, Axeman, and there would ever be 8 control words on the map, like at any moment. No.
No.
that just simply doesn't happen. And yep, meanwhile, up here on the top side, ZZK, like I said before, still having pretty much full prio over this matchup. Cassante just, he's the newer champion, so that's, I guess, how it works, right? But they're pretty much even in CS, even in XP is what I was trying to say, and almost even in items as well. It's just Bull hasn't gotten the reset off. I think he's probably sitting on the amount of gold that would get him to the same place as ZZK. All of the action has been on the bot side here. Yampi trying to sneak these chickens away from Aegis. I don't think he will be able to.
No, I'm not going to get those. I think Nar's like season 2, season 3, so really old champion.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, Cassante came out like this month, so.
It feels like
it's a little different. It's a little different for sure. And yeah, no, he's running the waves down into him here a little bit. I think Nar's going to have to take some time to scale up a little before they actually tangle. And yeah, it's not looking super good for him. Yampy pushing in with the ultimate onto Aegis. This should be the pick. He flashes the wall.
Nope. Looked like a pick. They even got the TP out from ZZK as well, but Aegis just with the flash out, and I don't even think he probably had to flash out. He could have just ulted and may have been able to walk away from that one. Would have been a little bit shorter of a cooldown, but flashing does 100% guarantee he makes it out to safety. Meanwhile, down here in the bot lane, first tower, and all of the tower plates going to Titan. I don't think Curry soaked up really any, maybe one tower plate, but almost exclusively all that good going straight to Titan Aegis, the first jungler to show his face up on the top lane. He walked in, walked out. That's about how this matchup's going.
Oh yeah, you walk up there, it's like two just kaiju just beating each other up, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys do your thing. I'm gonna go chill out down here with the Rift Herald. They will take that Rift Herald, by the way. This is post plating Rift Herald. Oh, actually, you know, I went ahead and said, I get the
Does
smite
go
down to
over
pick it
to
up.
red. ZZK rocks into 5 members, realizes that's not where you want to be, my friend. Tries to ghost away and just is not going to be able to run away in time, giving over a double kill there to Titan with the extra kill from Ninja Kiwi as well. Very immobile on the Sivir, basically pushed out of bot lane since minute 3, and that second Rift Shield absolutely going way more in the favor of red than anything else so far in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, looking pretty good here. Titan, I like the Lucian build. We've seen a couple different Lucian builds so far here today. This is an interesting one. It's Gale Force, or no, it's not Gale Force. Sorry, it's Serrated Dirk. He just built that straight up. He's had the Serrated Dirk all game, and then he built the Gale Force completely. Now it's looking like RFC. I think with the Zeal. I think that's the Zeal item. And he's still got the Serrated Dirk. So what that's building into, I don't know, but I think he just wants to hold on to the Serrated Dirk. And if everything goes well for Lucian, this game ends at 22 minutes, and he still has the Dirk in hand.
Yep, Axman, I couldn't begin to explain to you how Lucian, or really any AD carry builds work. I've never have touched the role, never have planned to touch the role. So they can build pretty items, and if they do damage, then I won't flame them. Titan looks like he's doing pretty well right now. He's got a 300 gold shutdown.
He does have a 300 gold shutdown. He's doing very, very well. Yeah, total mystery to us. I like what Hank said last game, 4x4. The Cutco knife rack. It's just a whole bunch of swords and knives and stuff. And yeah, this is how I deal damage. I throw the knife rack at people, and they die. So that's how my role works. And he's up 20 CS on Ninja Kiwi. Ninja Kiwi doing a heroic job, by the way, trying to keep up with Titan, who is very much his senior in this league. And yeah, coming from off the back of like being in that Renska situation, I don't know if you read the story about their like Renska team house and like, you know, rat infested, the power's turned off all the time.
Oh my god.
All that stuff. Yeah, like super bad. He comes out of that situation, he comes on INTZ, gets a real esports job, and he's got to contend with players like this. He's doing a heroic job.
He's got a real esports job trying to shut down the mid lane here onto Avenger, but I mean, Titan is the one that absolutely gets to do all of the damage. Avenger snipes 1 kill away from him with the press of 1 button, but the Rift Herald as well just creating too much pressure for INTZ. They were in a lose-lose scenario. You're either going to lose that tower or you're going to have to engage team fight and most likely lose it because of how much gold you are now down. And they picked the lose plus the lose. They lost the tower and they lost the team fight, and now they're going to lose the second dragon here as well to red, really securing that 4,000 or 5,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, looks like. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit of damage.
It's a little bit of damage there, just a little bit. Push out, fast forward here into it. Take a look at the auto attacks here from Titan. He gets a couple onto Yampy, but Ninja Kiwi's the big one here. Boom, boom. It's just down instantly. The Gale Force procs a couple there. And just really just one auto, and he picks up Ninja Kiwi. This is what we were talking about, man. It's a mental game for Ninja at this point. Yeah, that's just a much better AD carry. On a much stronger champion, right? Like, that doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's also just the comparison of Titan getting what I'm going to say is probably 4 solo plates playing the early game, like very meta AD carry right now. And then there's Sivir. Like, no matter who's playing the Sivir in the matchup, even if it is a slightly newer AD carry, it's just always going to be that much harder of a matchup because you don't really ever get to do that damage that Lucian does. Maybe at 3 items, but you're just much more of a utility AD carry, I would say, than Lucian ever would be. Noseverse, he's gonna have to be the shining light at this point for INTZ in terms of damage. That last team fight didn't even have him in the fight,
Ooh.
and this one does not have Ninja Kiwi in the fight. Immediately getting blown up, Aegis blowing both his flash and his ult for that one. Yappy dashing over the wall, Aegis now caught in 3 members, but on the other side of the map, ZZK taking Curry over the wall into 3 members of his own team. Aegis was taken down. ZZK will not be able to win his own 1v3 either. Both of them just buying time for the other member to try and go in on their own. But in the end, Red still come out on top, and they still get to take yet another turret away from INTZ.
Yeah, ZZK, victim of his own god-awful ultimate there. I still don't know what Kazante ultimate does. I know what it did there. It took him over the wall into a 1v3 with half of his health, and that just didn't do anything. He has Iceborne Gauntlet. He's got a couple armor items. For all intents and purposes, he should be able to fight Titan at least a little bit. But like we talked about, yeah, here's the replay, actually. We can look at the ZZK ultimate because this is, like, super sad. Ninja Kiwi gets blown up super early at the start of this fight. I like what you mentioned, Cam, that Ninja Kiwi is not going to be a part of this fight. I don't think he's going to be part of another fight again this game. So here's this big ultimate. Like, he separates Curry. Everything's great. I got the Nami, right? Awesome. No, 1v3, you're just dead, dude. Like, you're absolutely just dead. For whatever reason, you can't outrun a Nami in this super special attack form that your ultimate gives you, and you do just die to the 1v3 with no damage. And yeah, rough. Hard to watch for ZZK. He seems like a really good player. He had a really good laning phase, but unfortunately for him, the rest of the map, the rest of his team just isn't at quite the same level that he is going into the 20-minute mark, and for that reason, they are going to likely be losing this game very soon. Cam, I don't know where you stand on that one. It doesn't look super good for INTZ.
I am always a believer. We are, after all, in CBLOL here, X-Men. You always got to be a believer. I learned after game 2 with Liberty taking the win against the team that I am forgetting. Was it Red? No, it wasn't Red. I'm watching Red. What was the team that they beat? I remember Liberty winning game 2, and the team that they beat just is escaping me right now. But they were down quite a lot of gold. The other team was on their top lane inhibitor. They got aced, and then Liberty just immediately ended the game. And it was like, wait a minute, what just happened?
Yeah.
So that being literally 2 games ago from right here, I have full faith in INTZ. Maybe it doesn't look super good right now. Maybe Red could start the Baron right at this very moment. But INTZ, there's always hope.
There's always hope. I think there's a little bit of hope here. You mentioned they have the scaling option. Really not an option anymore. They kind of have to scale.
I remembered it. I didn't remember it. I'm not gonna lie. Our RMC remembered it.
Yeah, Liberty versus Kaboom. Yeah, 100%. Looking for the steal here. Yampy's in the area. Could queue over the wall. He's going to get rooted up and blown up by Titan.
Oh, going over the wall into the pit, Yappy. You have a Yuumi, but you don't have the Baron for yourself. But that might not even matter. Yappy doing absolutely
is killing them.
Damage into the 2v4. He has the Yuumi. He has the healing. Yappy just completely destroying Red. He will eventually fall, but at full, the last member standing for Red secures himself a double kill, but cannot secure the Quadra after you got the Baron, Red. But what did it cost?
Yampy is killing them. Let's go. The Vi pick comes through. Finally, Radiant Virtue just too OP for them. And yeah, Nia Yampy, deadly combination there with the Yuumi and the Vi. Went over the wall, got the ultimate onto the correct target after Titan missed most of his ultimate. That was an ambitious ultimate, by the way. We'll see the replay here in a second. Yeah, Titan's like, hey, I'm walking up here. Big ultimate, just totally flubs it. I don't know where that ultimate was going. And Yampy says, you know what, now or never. Hits the ultimate onto the Lucian, gets him down miraculously, right? Kills Curry on the back end there too. Now looks for Aegis. I think there's a moment here in this fight, Cam, where Yampy's like, wait, I can kill them? Just start hitting Aegis like, holy cow, I'm on a triple kill killing spree here. Another big ultimate on a Titan. This is huge.
This is huge, yeah. And again, like, any lead that they had, I said, you can always win here in CBLOL. The previous almost 10,000 gold lead that Red had now shrunken to just about 5,000, which might still seem like a lot, but that is exactly half of where it was just 60 seconds ago, and that is only going to continue shrinking as INTZ gets some recalls, get some dragons in their favor here as well. I think Cloud might be a little bit underrated. I am a little bit of a fan of Cloud. And if you do get 4 Cloud Dragons for a soul, if we do make it that long in this game, I almost thought Bull stole that one. Then that is going to be a very scary Yuumi, Sivir, and Victor ults.
Oh yeah, no, you're just walking at them at that point, right? And this is the late game we were talking about, folks. 25 minutes in, it's a run at you team, and INTZ have finally found a way to run at the enemy team to get on top of Titan and get him in the dirt. That's not good news for Red fans, right? Titan is where most of the gold is stacked on this roster right now. And if Titan is dead in that fight, even if it's 4v2, 4v3, Red doesn't win the fight anymore. Yampy's up, Titan is not here.
Just taking a quarter of his HP before the team fight even starts. Tidal Wave
Titan.
a little bit too early. Here comes Yampy. Does chunk out Titan quite a bit, but does give a lot of his HP in the favor of Innosfer's. Forced to flash away, does tank the entirety of Avenger Syndra ult. Here comes the calling. Only tickles ZZK. Doesn't really get to touch anyone else. And what looked like a disastrous engage for Red, luckily for them, turns out to be absolutely nothing but a whole lot of important CDs burned.
Yeah, both teams just kind of bounce off each other here a little bit. There's no real big objectives coming up soon, so taking no losses is really, really good here. INTZ backing off at the correct time, and they're back on Summoner's Rift with some items here. Not anything too big as far as item spikes go, but you can bet your money Ninja Kiwi and No Ceres are feeling very strong right now. Just unfortunately for them, you have the 3-1 Gnar up top side there. That is a dangerous looking Bull, right? This is that proving ground we were talking about. Bull needs to show that he can beat ZZK in these situations. He's picked the Gnar. He says, hey, I'm going to beat him late. That's exactly what he's doing. Cam, can he win it out?
Yeah, and now that we kind of get to see the mid stages point of this game here, ZZK clearly a little bit better at laning phase, but Bull showing up massive in these team fights. Did go pretty even in laning phase as well, so I'm not saying like ZZK absolutely destroyed him or anything. Like we've definitely seen some 8-0 top laners out of laning phase, and this laning phase was like 1-1. 1-2 maybe, very, very calm laning phase, and all of a sudden now Bull showing up, like I said, massive in these team fights. Baron spawning up here in about 90 seconds. Dragon number 2 for INTZ in about 2.5 minutes. So for now, it is kind of a calm period unless there is some sort of random engage, but could just look to see a Red continuing to push their lead. They have done so well in taking these turrets. They have 1 turret lead right now against INTZ, but if they get this bot turret, that's going to be even better for them.
Sure will be here. Nothing to trade back in the top side of the map. You can see the vision set up there. Just trying to get some information. ZZK. Wow. Titan with the damage. All that armor.
I'm very concerned. What just happened? ZZK, the turret was already gone. There's no reason to walk. Okay. Well,
he just cut right through him.
Now there's an inhibitor taken too, so I guess Red all of a sudden casually find themselves another 6,000 gold lead, growing it more than they had a few minutes ago. TP for some reason from Avenger.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch enough of the LCK to know. Maybe ZZK was thinking, there was some kind of like, you take just a little piece at a time away. Maybe they would just go for the 1 turret. I could step up because they're all about to back off or something like that. Nah, this is CBLOL, man. I'll take, if you let me, I'll take your Nexus. Like, I'll actually just push for your Nexus right now. This isn't, some kind of gentleman's agreement or whatever. And I will take everything from you that you will allow me to take. And there is no professional courtesy. There is no, understanding of limits or anything like that. Yeah, I'm trying to win. I'm going to take your inhibitor if you let me, and you stepped up like way too far. Now I'm going to take you too. They're cutting through the vision now. That's a lot of vision, though. They're going to miss that control ward critically there in the river, and that might be their undoing here in just a little bit. We'll see if Avenger walks over it here. Yeah, he's going to find it out. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 TPs are available right now for INTZ, and like you said, if that control ward did stay, a double TP flank definitely could have ended Red's hopes at a Baron and potentially even the game. But Baron up now, that Dragon coming up in about 15 seconds, most likely will be the next focus point of a team fight, and especially that bot lane inhibitor being taken out for red, I would say puts a lot of pressure on this dragon. At this point, INTZ, if they lose a team fight around this Baron or this dragon right here, could just be the end of the game because of that inhibitor being taken.
For sure, Cam. And Red have just triggered some panic reactions from INTZ as they take the last little bit of vision out from the Baron. Yeah, they're going to drop that blue ward. Now they know they're just sitting in the jungle. And the panic is abated for the time being. Yampy really wants to get out of Titan. He needs to start this up. No, the ult into Avenger. It's getting Zhonya's.
Avenger, but he has the Zhonya's, and now Age is going into the backline. They have the extra redemption for some healing here as well, but Age just doesn't get the healing. But the rest of INTZ don't get to keep their health bars. ZZK will go in for one last attempt to take out someone with it, but even that will remain unsuccessful. There wasn't even an objective to fight. They were simply positioning around the chickens and instead gift a quadra kill back to Titan. Game 1 of spring 2022. Welcome back, Titan. Welcome back, Red. Taking your first win here in the spring 2023 season.
That's how you do it, baby. 10-3-5 for Titan. The boy's back. Summoner's Rift, let's go. He's on the loose and he's tearing it up with Curry's new support. Everything is coming up for Red. I cannot wait to send this team to MSI.